So finally, Dino Crisis has made its way to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. There's a little bit of a catch. What is up, guys? Andy here from Biohazard Declassified. Let's talk about Dino Crisis and PlayStation Plus Premium.
Biohazard.
So when I said I was excited for Dino Crisis to finally make its way to modern platforms, that will be the understatement of the century. More people are finally going to take advantage of playing Dino Crisis for the first time, and that's wholesome. You know, I'm going back through Silent Hill at the moment for the very first, well, not going back, playing it for the very first time. I'm having a lot of fun. People are seeing my reactions. We go live every Friday, but going back to Dino Crisis, a lot of people are hyped for this, and I don't think people realised at the time that it was going to be under the banner of PS Plus Premium. If you don't know what PS Plus Premium is, say that 3 times. It's the highest tier of the PlayStation subscription service. So it's like $13.49 in the UK, which I'm imagining with taxes and everything is probably about $20 in the US. That's a hefty fee. And bearing in mind, if you don't subscribe to this platform, I subscribe to it, but also I play a lot of other classic titles. There may be, obviously exceptions don't make the rule. There may be people that are just going on their PlayStation just to play Dino Crisis, and they're getting charged $20 a month for the privilege. And I'm sorry, guys, I just don't agree with it. If we compare it to a service like Game Pass, yes, is a subscription model service. You can play, say if you had, I don't know, Resident Evil Code Veronica, I think was on it at one point. And you can pay the subscription for it and play your Code Veronica, and sometimes they take games off it. But what you can do is you can purchase Code Veronica and you can use it offline and use it to your leisure. You're not tied into that service. So that's just really unfortunate, guys. I thought we already had this with Resident Evil Director's Cut, but there was a little bit of a get out, because if you'd purchased Resident Evil Director's Cut on the PlayStation 3 or the Vita, it has cross-buy, so you can download it. Now that it was available on PlayStation 5, you can just download it offline, and you've got all of those cool, like, emulator quality of life upgrades, like rewinding, save states, all that sort of fun stuff. It's all included, and you don't have to pay that premium. But Dino Crisis doesn't even have that. Like, literally, the only way you can play this is if you subscribe to that upper tier of PlayStation Plus Premium. I think there needs to be, there was a massive discourse in the last couple of days about this. So I really hope that Capcom and Sony have some high-level discussions about, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing that they've got this as part of PS Plus Premium. It's great that, you know, you can play loads of games and it's all included in that monthly sum. I've not got a problem with that. I do have a problem that you can't buy it separately, and that's what's going to hold up a lot of people, and that's going to be, in some cases, be the ultimate deal breaker. People don't necessarily have $20, $30 a month just to subscribe to a service. I think that's unreasonable. I don't know why we can't do a $10 or a $15 or a $5, whatever the tier is. A one-off purchase, you can just own this game and play it to your heart's content offline, etc. I don't know why you've got to be tied into this service. I think this is a massive error for Sony and Capcom. I'm hoping in time that they really come to their senses and, as I said, just insert a buy now function, and you don't need to subscribe to PS Plus Premium, because in my opinion, yes, a business tactic is if you rope them in with PS Plus Premium, you can get your $20 a month. But for a lot of people in the discourse I've seen, they're not even going to be doing that. So you're literally losing out on all of that potential revenue. We can just make the game $5 or $10, and then people will just buy it to the heart's content. I'm sure a lot more people buy it to their heart's content than the monthly $20 a month charge for it. That's the way I see it. Maybe there's people more intelligent than me that will see that differently. But I'm hoping, as I said, I'm hoping this time this is a bit of a backstep. Another minor issue that I've picked up on is there's no trophy support. Resident Evil, I think Capcom, it's not like a mandatory feature of Sony and the PlayStation Plus Premium to have trophies. I know Siphon Filter does. Maybe it's like you can opt in and opt out of it, which I think is a real shame. There definitely needs to be trophy support in these modern games. It really increases the replayability as well. Like, I'd love to go back and do like achievement hunting basically on these classic Resident Evils, and actually Retro Achievements is a fantastic site to do that through your emulators. So why can't Why can't we just have this as a native feature? I can't imagine it's going to be that involved. But again, maybe there's some smarter people out there in the world that can give me that answer as to why that isn't possible. But yeah, let's make this more available initially. Let's not worry about the trophy support, but make this game just completely like you buy it and you quote unquote own the license for the foreseeable. We don't need to subscribe to a premium subscription service to play like a 25-year-old game. So I'd really love to know everybody's thoughts on that. I know it's like a super polarizing topic when we talk about owning games versus subscription models. Is this the way we're going to be talking about games preservation? Because to me, this isn't games preservation. And when we're talking about games preservation, look at the releases with Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 on GOG. That's been fairly successful. I know a lot of people said that they wanted more of a remaster than a port, but I would still rather that they put it on GOG rather than they just lock it behind a paywall, guys. This is so frustrating. I hope you guys feel my sentiment. And if you've got any thoughts or additional thoughts or maybe some rebuttals as to why this should be a good or a bad thing, please leave me a comment. So I read all my comments and I try and reply as best I can, because this is going to become more of a problem as things go on. And one thing before I do leave, something that might kind of become a bit of an anomalous figure really, is Capcom are not going to know how popular Dino Crisis is because it's lumped in with everything else. So like Capcom, if they just made the game available, like $5, $10, whatever, just a one-off fee, Capcom can go, oh, hang on a minute, X amount of people have bought Dino Crisis. It's now viable to look at Dino Crisis as a return to an IP, a remaster or a reboot or a remake or a sequel, whatever, you know? It gives you tons of scope for everything, but just lumping it in, you're not necessarily going to get that because it's going to be mixed up with Sony's data on who's subscribing to PS Plus Premium. I'd really love to know your thoughts on that. Am I barking up the wrong tree? Is there something there that I think Capcom might be missing? As ever, let me know your thoughts in the chat. But really appreciate everybody checking out today's video. If you could leave a like, that would be certainly appreciated. And if you're feeling super charitable, please drop a subscription. We try and produce as much videos as we can, commentary, that sort of thing. And remember, guys, we go live 3 times a week, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And currently we're playing Resident Evil on Wednesdays, Silent Hill on Fridays for the very first time, and Tomb Raider on Sundays. You have a good one, guys. We'll see you very soon.